Hey there, blogging lady. Welcome back to the Boss Lady Bloggers podcast, or if you're tuning in from YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 blog strategies that I'm going to be using this February to boost my blog income. If you've ever been blogging for a while and you're wondering, why isn't this making me any money already? Or how can I actually turn my blog into a profitable blogging business that I desire it to be? This episode is for you. I'm going to be sharing the exact shifts I'm making in my content strategy to drive more income for February and not just more traffic, because let's be real, traffic without a money-making plan that actually works to bring in income, that's just a hobby. We're growing businesses here, right? We are using our blog as the marketing tool behind our business. The business is what we should focus on first. We're not going to be focusing on heavy blog traffic. We're going to be focusing on creating and selling our own offers to make lots and lots of income. So at the end of this episode, I also have a special invite for you. Actually, I'll just tell you right now, a free blog monetization fast track call. This is completely for free. I'm offering this for market research purposes. I promise I will not pitch you any program if you don't want me to, but we're going to map out your next 12 weeks to start making money with your blog. So if you want this in-depth session with me where I comb through your current blog website and I tell you exactly how you're going to be making money in the next 12 weeks, book that free call with me below. Strategy number 1 that I'm going to be using is giving out free value that really blows minds. But most bloggers, they're going to be really nervous to give away all of this free value and whatever. But they think, if I give too much, then why would anyone want to pay me? But that's a scarcity mindset. The reality is the more value that we're giving up front, the more trust you build with your audience. And trust is what's going to lead to sales. Especially nowadays, people want to know that you're the person behind the blog and that you are the actual expertise and not all of these AI tools, right? I'm talking about free content that makes your audience go, wow, I cannot believe that is free. Because if this is free, then what is her paid products like? So here's what I'm going to be doing differently for February. I'm going to be writing in-depth, actionable posts that actually help people get results. So I'm not going to be talking about tips. What they need are transformations. They need those tiny little results that you can get them, and then they're going to be ready to buy from you. If you can get them a result for free, then they're going to be 10 times more likely to buy your paid product. And I'm going to be giving away lots of free resources, starting with the free blog monetization strategy session. We just need 100 people to go through our freebie sales funnel that we're going to set up. We're going to be making 10 times more money than with affiliate marketing and ads if we convert at a 1 to 3% conversion rate. Answering the exact questions that my audience is having throughout my blog posts and content so they feel seen and understood. Now, I'm not going to be diving into like big overall questions that they have. I'm going to be diving into super bite-sized, hyper niched problems and questions that they have. And I'm going to be super specific about it, super niched about it, and then offer them a freebie so they get inside my sales funnel. This makes sense. For example, let's say I'm writing a blog post on how to make your first $1,000 blogging, right? So instead of just giving like vague tips, I'm going to include the step-by-step action plan they need to take. I'm also going to put in real life examples with clients and my own experiences, telling them stories, giving them case studies, and then I'm going to give them a checklist to download or an extra free guide. That's what's doing best with freebies because it really nurtures your audience and helps them to connect with you instantly. So in that free value, it's going to naturally lead to my paid offers because people are building their trust with me. So here's your action step for today. Ask yourself, what can I give away free that makes my audience say, this is so valuable? that I should be paying for it? Like, shouldn't I be paying for this? Because it's so valuable. Like, this is like blowing my mind. So what is her free, or what is her paid product if this is what I get for free? Also speaking on mindset, like how can I get their mindset a transformation? How can I transform their beliefs? How can I empower them to make them feel like they can do this? Like whatever problem I'm speaking about, whatever transformation and results I'm trying to get them, I'm going to be making them feel like they can actually do this. Like they can definitely 100% do this, not only backed with case studies and stories from my own experience and clients, but I'm going to be telling them the simple mindset shifts. Like they can do this for sure. 100% is totally possible for them. Because I want to speak to the empowered buyer. I don't want to speak to the broke, fear-based buyer. So when you speak to the broke lady buying out of fear that this will never happen for her and she only needs your product to help her finally get this result, you're going to get the fear-based buyer, and you don't want that. You want the empowered buyer, the impulse buyer. You want the emotional buyer where she's, yes, I feel like I can do this. I connect with this person, this business owner, this blogger. I really connect with her and I want to buy from her because I feel like she really is an expert and she can definitely help me solve my problems. And you want to empower her because she wants to be empowered. She's already lit up and she's already really excited to start a blog, or she's excited to overcome the problem that she's having. So speak more about empowering her to buy instead of just speaking on her fear to make her buy. We don't want to convince anymore. We want to just empower. Strategy number 2 that I'm using for February is focusing on transformation and not just information. Back then, if you gave lots of how-tos and tips inside of your blog posts, these would do really well to sell your product, but it's not doing well anymore because there is so much information online nowadays. You can go and get any information online. It's all there for you, especially with ChatGPT. People do not need information. They want transformation. So most bloggers are just going to be delivering on facts or steps, but facts alone is not going to change lives, because think about it. If people needed only the information, we would all be millionaires with six-pack abs or healthy diets, or successful money-making blogs if what we needed was only the information. But there's so much information out there. Okay, the info is out there on anything. But the transformation, that's what people are going to pay for. So how do you write blog posts and content that is truly going to transform, but not only transform, to activate them to want to buy? We need to tell more stories because people connect with emotions, not just facts. Share your experiences, share your own personal struggles and your successes. Move more towards personal brand. That's what I'm doing for my Instagram. Instead of writing Boss Lady Bloggers, I've now changed my Instagram name to Blog Coach Jen, because I'm wanting to do more of a personal brand behind Boss Lady Bloggers. On my YouTube, I have named it my real name because I want to build this personal brand around my name. People are going to connect with me, Genesis, the toddler mom who struggles on a day-to-day basis, but she's doing it. She is running this business, juggling a million things, but she's doing it. I'm speaking to the empowered mom who's going to be empowered by me. I'm running this blogging business. I'm successful at it. I have a toddler. I'm a single mom. I'm doing this. And so can you. Make it about them. Instead of saying, here's what I did, focus on, here's what I did. That's a really good title. If you say, here's how I made $1,000 blogging, people really want to know like how you're doing it. They really do want to know how you're doing it. But we don't want to put like all the blog content as us and just our story. That's a really big mistake. They need to get insights out of this. We need to speak to them and write our story, but the story needs to connect to what they're struggling with and what they desire. We can position this as, here's how you can do this too, step by step, and actually take action on this. And then we can challenge the limiting beliefs. People have so many limiting beliefs in their mind. We want to help people to see what's really holding them back and what is their way of thinking currently. We want to give them a new way to think. We want to overcome these limiting beliefs for them so they can feel like they 100% can do this thing. Because if they don't believe that this is possible for them, whether it's losing weight or nutrition or cooking good meals or taking care of a toddler, being a good parent or whatever they're struggling with, if they don't believe that it's 100% possible for them, they're never going to want to invest in you. They have to have at least some sort of faith in themselves that they can do this. And your product is 100% the solution for them to help them be able to take that next step and to accomplish this thing. So for example, if I'm writing a blog post on how to grow your email list, I'm not going to just list out the strategies of how to grow your email list anymore. I'm going to be struggling with how I struggled with a dead email list for years. I'm going to be sharing the mindset shifts that I made that helped me fix it, and now the mindset shifts that I want you to make as well, and like how to do that mindset shifts, right? And then give an action plan that actually gets them the results that they're looking for. And guess what? Readers who experience even a tiniest bit of transformation or mindset shifts from your blog value, not just the tips, but transformation from your blog are going to be 10 times more likely to buy from you. So we want to speak to 3 different types of buyers. There's the emotional buyer. She really needs to feel emotions. She really needs to connect with you on a deeper level. Then there's the logical buyer. She really wants to know all the steps. She wants to know how you're going to get her from A to Z. She wants to know the framework. She wants to know, how is this going to get me a better life or my return on my investment? The emotional, the logical, and then the impulse buyer. This is a person who just comes onto your blog post and then they see your offer and then they're going to buy immediately. Impulse. And I think everybody has a little bit of all, especially now because we really need to trust that person to be able to buy from them, but we also want to know the details. Everything's online and we just want to hit the buy button all the time. But here's your action step. So look at your last blog post that you wrote. Does it inform? Does it just inform? Does it give them lots of tips and steps or whatever? Or does it focus more on transforming? So does it inform or does it transform? Or maybe the secret spot is to have both. Strategy number 3 that I'm going to be using inside of February to boost my income is writing blogs for money and not just traffic, or not just writing blogs, but creating content in general to make money and not just blog traffic. This is the biggest shift that I'm making. Most bloggers are so obsessed with getting more traffic, more page views, more this, more that. While traffic is great, we need to have people who know that we exist. Traffic alone isn't going to pay the bills. You can have tons of page views every month, but if it's not that one specific person who's going to really buy from us, what's the point? And what's the point of writing all this blog content if you do not have a money-making plan to monetize that one blog post? So there's probably hundreds of blog posts sitting in your WordPress or published on your site, maybe that doesn't even have a monetization strategy at all. And that's bad. So this year I actually deleted a ton of my blog posts, the majority of them. I had over 100 blog posts that I have written over the course of these 5 years. That's actually not a lot because I wasn't consistent with it, but I still made money, but that's not the point here. So instead, I'm going to be focusing on writing money making blog post. What does money making blog posts mean? Posts with a purpose. Every blog post should have a strategic goal. So whether that's growing your email list, you definitely want to have a freebie that relates to that blog post inside of some sort of sales funnel, or even just the welcome sequence, so you can build that connection with them and get them back to your blog on a weekly basis through your email newsletter. So that is strategy number 1, getting them on your email list. You don't want somebody to come to your blog and then click off and forget about you. You want to get them on the email list. And then selling a product. You want to have an offer within every blog post that relates to that blog post. If I'm selling anything to do with making money, all of my blog posts are going to be about making money. Those blog posts are evergreen, and that product is going to be evergreen as well. This means is that it's going to stay there forever. So that will be sold to whoever comes and sees that blog post when I go to promote it on Pinterest, or it does really good on SEO and ranks on Google. So whenever somebody comes there, they will sign up to that freebie and see that product available for them to purchase. And then booking a call. I'm a coach, I'm a website designer. I want them to book a call with me because I want to sell them my services if they want to work with me. And then shorter, more intentional posts. Instead of writing a 3,000 word ultimate guide where they go through this whole entire lengthy blog post that they probably won't even go through because nobody has time for that anymore. It says nowadays that your readers are only going to read 10 to 20% of your blog content, and then they're going to click off, especially if they're not keeping them engaged with really valuable stuff. So freebie inside of the very beginning of your blog post is key. The freebie and the product. Your best content needs to be that introduction and that first really high value chunk of content, because they're only going to read that 10 to 20% of your blog or scroll really fast. It really needs to be for the skimmer. It really needs to hook them in and keep them hooked for as long as possible. But your call to action should be at the very beginning. I want really good, high quality, more intentional posts where I have cliffhangers everywhere so they have to keep reading on. Because when you do that, and when you can keep them hooked, they're going to read everything, and they're going to definitely get inside of your freebie, and they're going to definitely check out the offer that you're telling them to. And then clear calls to actions. At the end of the funnel, or at the end of the blog post, inside of your freebie, calls to action to that product everywhere, okay? So for example, let's say I write a blog post on how to write high converting sales pages. Instead of hoping people just are going to read it, I'm going to include a free download, like a sales page template they can use, or offer a paid workshop on writing sales pages. They're going to get something for free. That's going to be 10 times more value, especially if it's masterclass or audio that you can give them, or even a template that they'll actually use. And then invite readers to book a call with you if you're a coach or service provider, or invite them to check out your sales page, check out your offer. This means that every single blog post that you write is not going to be just a random piece of content on the internet anymore. It's going to be a revenue generating asset. So instead of looking at your blog posts as just giving lots of value, giving lots of tips, or writing blog content for the blog traffic, view your blog as the marketing tool that is going to give you money, okay? So look at your blog posts right now. Are they driving revenue? Do they have a freebie inside of your blog posts? All of them? Do they have a paid product that relates to that blog post inside of every single blog that you have? Or are you just having that content on your website? Maybe it's not even doing good with the page views, and you're just trying to keep this content on your site just because maybe in the future it's going to get you some blog traffic. Any blog that is not doing well today, put them in your drafts. It's not going to delete permanently. Inside of your WordPress, you're going to have this little trash tab, and you have 30 days to revamp that blog post and then republish it again. Highly recommend doing this. When I started doing this a few months ago, I deleted so much content off my website, And so many of my blog posts that are actually written, I kept, and that are actually bringing me traffic, I kept, and now they're doing 10 times better. My whole website is doing 10 times better because I did that. So revamp your blogs. And then if you want a custom plan to monetize your blog in the next 12 weeks, I am offering the free blog monetization fast track call, where we're going to map out the next 12 weeks of an action plan for you to do step by step to start making money from your blog. These are highly valuable. I'm giving you so much free value. It's really going to blow your mind. If you want to watch one that I've already done, you can click below. And then I'm going to help you identify your biggest monetization opportunities, or if you're selling offers, I'm going to be telling you why people aren't buying and what to tweak so they actually want to buy, cutting through the confusion so you know exactly what to do next so you can start making money. This is totally free. There is no catch. There is no pitch on the call. If you want to hear it, then I will tell you. If not, no worries. But just real strategy, okay, to help you turn your blog into a money-making machine for 2025 in the next 12 weeks. These spots are limited. I'm not doing these for much longer. So if you want in, you have to steal it up now. You can click in the show notes below or in the description and grab your spot. So here's my final thoughts. Blogging is changing. It's very different nowadays, okay? If you're still stuck in the just write blogs and hope for the best, you're going to be leaving so much money on the table and nobody's going to be paying attention to your blog anymore. Instead, this February, start focusing on giving free value that blows minds, writing for the transformation and changing their beliefs about certain things, not just information, tips, etc. And then creating blog posts that make money, not just traffic. So if you need a customized plan to make your blog work for you in 2025 and finally bring income to your blog, then book the free blog monetization fast track call with me below. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast or YouTube channel so you can get updated on all the next episodes that I have. Bye.